All right, hello. We're back for another Saturday. I'm doing relatively well. If you guys saw in the weekly update yesterday, I've been dealing with a stomach bug all week. I'm hopefully good to go tonight if I disappear suddenly. Maybe you guys know why. But yeah, glad to be back. Glad to be building tonight. Hope everybody had a great week, or at least a better week than I did. We'll be working on the HG Fair Act tonight. We're giving away an MG Char's Zaku 2.0, a great kit. And what else should I say? I guess that I'll go through a couple quick things and then I'll jump to the chat and say hello and all that good stuff. Number one, if you enjoy these streams, do hit that like button. It helps us out, helps us get more people to see these streams and such. So always appreciated when you do that. Number two, we do have all the super chat, super thanks, and all that stuff turned on. And just remember, you're not obligated to use any of that stuff, but if you do, any revenue from that turns around, goes right back into these streams. So more giveaway prizes, backup giveaway prizes when the prizes won early, things like that. And I don't know if there's anything else to say. There probably is, and I'll probably remember it at some point. Oh yeah, the one other thing, we are running a sale this weekend over at mechawarehouse.com. 15% off all in-stock Figurize Standard this weekend with code Figurize15. So definitely check that out if you're into Figurize Standard kits, or if you think you might want to give one a try. Anyway, I'm going to jump into the chat and say hello. So what's up, Kyle Dixon, Dylan Dull, Sam Santi, Wolfpack, Super Jesus, EJC, let's see, Random Hero, what's going on, Maverick Entity, Scott Whitehair, Living Dead, New Type, Bert Soup, Kilo Delta, Matthew Mahoney, what's up, Anthony Samoshi, Aiello, George Lakeo, Mark, Dark Red Hayabusa, what's up, Andrew C., Rob Rosencrans, Drowsy Dude, Marcus Hatch, Person Roaming the Internet, Sidon Almesa, Studio WD, Lord Kronos, Velcro Shoe Guy, Lego Yoda, Mark D, Israel Knight, RDD End, what's up, Chris Clayton, Adam Gabbard, Lamech, send happy faces now. What's up, J plus K, Daniel Morgan, let's see, Rob Sadler, Sarah Costello. Hey, hope you're starting to feel better. Thank you, Chris, for expressing the same sentiment. And Sidon, really appreciate it. Been feeling marginally better each day, and then last night was rough. So hopefully tonight is better. That sickness running through our house right now too. My son was running on 104-degree fever last night. That's rough. What's up, Gregory, Urfag, Stealthy Bedlam, Kyle Walter? You forgot to post the stream on Discord, did I? I wrote the message out, didn't hit enter. I was struggling with some technical issues right before the stream, so that's probably why I got distracted. But thank you for the reminder, Kyle. All right, I'm gonna jump into this and start building. We're working on the backpack, I think, is where we left off last week. What's everybody up to? What are you guys building right now? What are you guys doing from home at the moment? Okay, so I think that was that part. So I'm on to these, I don't know, binder looking things. To do two of these B221. My wallpaper decal, doing some wallpaper decals. G-Talkies, finished my Blue Eyes White Dragon yesterday. Working on the Redacted kit tonight. Awesome. I think it's now fair game to not consider that a spoiler, I think. I'm sure a few people haven't seen theirs yet, but it's been over a week since they've been shipped, so everybody should have received them by now. Start an RG Full Armor Unicorn, nice. If I want to add the Mega House Argument deck to my order. Nice. It was Good. If you haven't seen it, I did a video on the channel about it a while ago and put one together, added the decals and all that stuff. It might be worth taking a look at if you want to see more about what's in the box, what's involved, all that stuff. I'd recommend it though. Also, a Sneak Energy fan. The year that bunny drop is pretty fantastic. I haven't heard of it. My first diorama for the IP Mist in my city tournament. Arc City versus Fuel Truck. Redacted as well. Some airbrush work for the Redacted build, but it's raining, so can't do more right now. Some resin. Mercury heat warped it to heck and back. Yeesh. Buy another one of those kits. Redacted kit is cute. I built a talent to and put it on my desk at work. Redacted kit looking for English instructions. Taking a week to work on a scavenger hunt for my wife to let her know that I'd like to renew our vows during our July vacation. That's cool. Maybe getting the Nahal argument deck. Is there one? I haven't heard about that one being announced for a print recently. Good evening. I'm in the lab tonight doing paint tests. Redacted. Nice. What's up, Mr. The Day Gaming? D-Raxing built an all-metal gazebo for my cousin all day. Nice. It's a Converge deck, right? Maybe the Mega House one is definitely not Converge. I know there is at least a few Converge ships, I think. There's like a white base. Paint the front mission structure arts kits today. Big fan. Glad you guys carry them. Nice. Solid kit. Backlog 25 deep. All thing to Tears of the Kingdom. This has never happened to me before. What do I do? They're able to flatten the warp GN blade for double riser, but man, I just approved sending the replacement. Nice. What's up, FTL Drive? What's up, James? Leaf, L, what's going on? Another night, lucky only have a 7-piece backlog. What's up, Nick and everyone? Happy Saturday. What's up, Last Rebuilds? It's great. Just finished up the Daraball Day kit. Waiting for decals to be back in stock to finish it up. Nice. We restocked G Rework decals earlier this week, and I think some of them, the new ones at least, sold up pretty fast, I think. What's up, Heathcliff? Can I get a special discount if I buy 2 RG Zeta kits and HG Yakushiki with the Argmite deck? Oh man. It'd be so sad if we don't get a weapon set for the Fair Act. That'd be cool. What's up, Death of Seasons? Took advantage of the weekend sale to get the wife one of her favorite Digimon. Nice. It's awesome to hear. I've heard those Digimon kits, the Figure Eye standard kits, are pretty solid kits. I haven't built any myself, but I've heard good things. You think you'll make the Mecha Warehouse Redacted sticker on the box a thing we could buy? I guess, is that something that there's demand for? We could potentially get those printed as like a regular slab. So Austin Bertolini. I was just talking today with Nickel about artwork specifically for the big event we're holding in person at the warehouse in August. I think I mentioned the new official name for the event last time, but the Northeast Mecha Modeling Competition, or Mecha Expo and Competition. Gotta get the order right. Almost bought it. HG, Anti-Narrative, Apex. They've hesitated. What's everyone's take on this one? I haven't built it, so I won't weigh in. Saw what would be hysterical out of box. Redacted build, paint job, black 3.0. It's just the amplified board, gray monitor, machine Draymon for Digimon kits. Nice. What's up, Monster Trio? All right. What? So now that the redacted box has been officially unveiled, and everybody's got them and stuff, what do people think about it? I know there's a lot of, I think, holding of tongues last week, or fingers, I guess, regarding discussing certain things about it. The unicorns are rare, but every Gupla fan has at least one checkmate cryptozoologist. And like that box threw me off. What I want to do with it. I mean, that's half the point, was to get people hopefully having to think outside the box a little bit. Wish I would have picked one up. How's it going, yo? It's a stereo radio VA with the kit. I want to paint both armor sets. Nice. First, I wasn't happy. It wasn't a mecha, but I changed my mind. Looks like it has tons of possibilities for customization. I think so. There's definitely lots of possibilities there. I've still not been able to see what it is. My box was shipped to an address I'm not currently at, so I'll probably be buying the contents again. Oh man, James. Did you have like an old address in the system or something? Tried etching on it for the first time, so you were bummed I didn't get a box, but I had no time with this moving this month. It's a bummer. Color scheme of mine, some extras, not doing all the extras is good enough, but I like it. Leaning towards a simple diorama. Is that including the judge if I did that, or is it going to be purely based on the kit? We're going to clarify that kind of thing, I think, with the rules clarification video that should go out next week. We had a whole bunch of questions like that and others that we're going to go through as a judging team just to make sure we're all on the same page, so that way, you know, we don't have a situation where one person's told one thing, like I say something here and then we discuss it and we decide something else. So stay tuned for that. Playing this full ridiculous kit bash, doing the challenge and figuring out what to do with it. It's been fun. How long have you been rocking the balancer? Since, was it like October, I think, is when I started using the razor with the RG God Gundam. Just tuned in. What are we building tonight? Working on the HG Fair Act. Working on the backpack right now. I'm supposed to be moving, so I actually paid up to change the shipping address, and the move got delayed, so I'm stuck with it 400 miles away. Oh, that's rough. Considering my second Kodo build, active blade lighter. I'm excited to start. Nice. Best tools for etching. I'm afraid jumping in and not having symmetry. Good scribing tape and stuff like that, I think, is helpful. Gun Primer makes a lot of like etching guides and scribing guide type products that you can use to create patterns and stuff, which I think might be worth taking a look at, especially if you are new to the whole thing. Do another blind box challenge in the future, if so I really want to get in on the next one. I think we probably will. I'm not sure how frequently we'll do it, but the response so far has been pretty good, so we'll definitely explore that once this first one is done. Just for using the razor, I got one, but I was ended up with some scratches around the area. If you're getting scratches, I think you probably might need to clean it. It could be that you got something lodged in there causing the scratches. I don't get scratches super often with mine. Pressure might be a factor as well. You definitely don't need to like bear down with it and really grind away at the part for the most part. Just some light to moderate pressure to keep it in contact. I don't know if I'll get far enough through it, although I might. I'm not sure how many parts I actually have to do for the backpack and stuff, but if I get through it, I'll be starting on the Tama 2 myself. Actually, I'm going to snap build it on stream, I think. Just keep telling myself to get a razor, but I always forget. Just ordered Ariel and Demi last night, forgot it again. Dope. If I want to start my YF19 or FM Calamity. Heard both are decent kits. So this piece will go there. Oh, there we go. Cool. I'm in this hockey season, and I'll be so bummed if the Golden Knights lose. The only reason I care is because I'm in Vegas and we're better than Florida. The FM Calamity, both the seed FMs have been great. I'm looking forward to Forbidden. Zero love your builds like crazy. We're at the outlet. The glass files from Disband found a summer issue with scratches. So Tom, and from a mobile environment, has no internet today. What's the cause of that? Like power outage or just off somewhere? Like the HG Gun Fair. It's been good so far. It's definitely a little bit different in some of its design and construction, which I think is kind of a good thing. When you built, I don't know, past a certain number of pure Gundams, they all start feeling the same. So something to break that up can be nice. And get internet for the PA location. I see. Where half my backlog is stored. Yeah, you got like a vacation home or place or something. Trying to justify internet for that other place. My parents have a spot down at Cape Cod, and there's no internet down there because it's hard to justify paying for internet for the limited time that's spent there. Is he comfortable with my Display 3.0 nippers? Definitely underrated. Absolutely. Can't wait till they come back in stock. Sup, Johnny? We get way more PL suits soon. My favorite company design wise, but they had the least suits so far. So the Zeta Recar from local shop today. Cool. I think we still have a few Zeta Verkas in stock after that restock last week. I think we're running low though. Nice, we like the gun bits, storage and thrusters, and the hidden beam sabers and the forms. Very hard to justify if we're only going to be here like 1/8 of the year. Yeah, it's good to go offline and clear the head. Absolutely, that's kind of the best part, is being able to disconnect a bit. And with smartphones and stuff, for that little bit of connectivity you really need, you can kind of do, as long as you're not in a no signal spot. You know if there will be upcoming restock of water slide decals. Which ones are you looking for? We tried gun primer, G rework. We restocked together and try to do monthly. So G rework decals we tend to get back in stock fairly regularly. We've not been as good about Delpy rather recently, but we're trying. They've got such a huge catalog, it's a little bit more work to place an order with them. So it also barely has signal, though it's past my wife. Surprisingly, my wife's is on 5G. Interesting. Cell coverage can be so weird in places. I spent a summer interning, I think it was my year between like sophomore and junior year of college, for Verizon Wireless on their network engineering team for like the eastern part of New England, helping with like antenna placements and stuff like that for cell towers and figuring all that stuff out. And I learned a bunch about cell phone stuff and a bunch about how I never wanted to do that kind of work ever again. But it was interesting to see all the kind of factors that can play in. You're gonna do water slides and the ferric to stick with the out of the box build. Basically doing out of the box. All the HG Witch for Mercury kits I'm planning on panel lining and top coating, and that's it. Just out of like saving work, I'm basically building these for the stream. Fortunately, the top coating I got to do off stream, but there's so many. I'm trying to build the entire line, and it's gonna take a lot, I think. Horizon was the only company that worked in the White Mountains for years. I wish I brought my nippers here so I could snap some stuff. So you got half your backlog there, but no nippers. You need like a second pair of nippers for the second home if you're gonna keep half your backlog there. About to build this Hello Kitty Gundam. It's about to go down. Just trying to iron out the details. About coming over in August, just to confirm it's going to be on the 13th, right? Yes, Sunday, August 13th. Just had a meeting today, again, actually, with Nickel Models and Old School Gunpla regarding judging and all that stuff. Super productive meeting. I think we were on a Zoom call for like 2 hours, going through and ironing out all the details. It was great. Flew by super fast too. Which for Mercury kits I've done so far have been very chills and builds. Gonna put self-care, right? It's like for storage, the other half of the backlog's back home. Those are high on the list to work on. I gotcha. Tried some watermelon ramen, it's so bad. Wish I wasn't going to miss it, but it's the weekend we'll be taking kid to concert. Oh, bummer. I'm really excited. It's cool. Where you coming from, Lord Kronos? I'm going to do the first draw for the giveaway here momentarily too. There's still kits I'd like to get when I browse through the store though. Everybody's got stock now for a lot of things. I think other than like the newest, hottest kits, almost everything is more or less available somewhere. And I mean, I say that, and there's probably a ton of kits that aren't actually available, but there's a lot of stuff that is pretty readily available right now, and it'll probably be that way potentially forever or until the next supply chain, whatever happens that dramatically changes things. I think things will eventually level out again, but things are definitely on the side of everything being well supplied these days. They're making Witch Mercury kits, and they could be building the series for the next 2 years. Yeah, it feels that way. I'm definitely going to need to take a break or two. I'm definitely mix it up at some point, but I have a feeling we're doing a lot of Witch Mercury kits. Starting to regret the plan to do all of them a little bit. Everyone, I have some things to do, but I wanted to come say hi to everyone. Hope it's a good night. Thanks, Massive Attack. Thank you for stopping by. Big Witch Record kits as I passed on the full mechanics versions. Oh, interesting. They had those in stock. Those lasted like nothing for us when they came in. The first batch. And the IVO restocks. Probably coming at some point, Sam. Kits never available. Bum, bum, bum. I think we still have the PGS straight red frame in stock right now. They've been popping up here and there. They just don't last super long. Hey, sorry I haven't been on in a while, Nick. What's up, Gunflow Customs? Welcome. I want to wait for to find locally or through Mecha Warehouse. I went to an anime convention last weekend and it was weird. I didn't find any kits I wanted. Interesting. Doesn't have a PGPO one last week from Japan though. Hopefully you didn't overpay. I feel like anything like this was true during the pandemic, you know, during peak COVID times, and it's still true now. Like paying scalping prices or overprices on anything is super silly because things are definitely coming back around. GSD Freedom just for something different. I don't have one of those actually, so that would be an interesting one to build. I think the next kit will be the Redacted, the Tama 2. Retail US price for it. That's not bad then. But that's my next plan to do. And then whether I do another Witch kit after that or something else before returning to Witch will have to be decided still, I guess. I feel like most things, part of the reasons why I like doing the Witch kits right now is because I don't have plans to paint them. They're not adding to my like work in progress backlog. My pile of kits to be painted. And so it's not building as much future work for me. Such in the FM Aerial, but they want $60 for them at the convention. Got my Unleashed Red from Mecha. Evening everyone, what's up, Charles Cole? And so we compare to USD, you can sometimes get a deal or match US retail even after shipping, but you have to know your price as well. In the drawing scene, yeah, I'm about to do that actually. Okay, so let's calculate this number range. Okay, so we're gonna do a number from 1 to 1200 and answer the question, first kit. What's the first kit you've ever built? 1 to 1200, what is the first kit you've ever built? One number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship US addresses. You must be present to win, and your answer and the number have to be in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. 1 to 1200, first kit you've ever built. JT Smith, what are you building? HG Feract, kits on one of the HG Dendro, MG Sinju Stein, and Rezal. HG Dendrobium, I definitely, if I can get one of those at a good price, or more accurately, if they ever reprint them, I will be definitely snagging one. And then I'll have to start figuring out where the heck I would ever put it if I built it. It's the question, Bo Odell. First kit you've ever built. Going with an old staple for this draw. You always hang on the ceiling. There you go. Maybe right above the bed, I'm sure. I'm sure the missus would love that. I'd probably find a spot at the warehouse or something. I get a new house, one room will hopefully be dedicated to model kits. It's nice having a space dedicated to that kind of stuff. I'm glad that we were able to turn the attic that was the warehouse, pre-having an actual warehouse, into kind of a dedicated space, because that's been very nice. Especially for things like painting that are a pain in the butt to set up and tear down. Was a question of range. Question is, what's the first kit you've ever built? And number range is 1 to 1200. Spare my space. Share my space with Helen. She has her hobby space on one side, I have mine on the other. It's nice. It's kind of like our space. We've got multiple benches set up in the attic that we can use. So in theory, we can all hang out and work on our own models or whatever kind of hobby or craft project we want to. There's a question. First kit you've ever built? Need insulate from the heat? No, for the attic? Yeah, I mean, we did when we moved the business up there. We put insulation and a pair of heat pumps because it gets really hot up there otherwise in the summer, and a little cold in the winter too. Can imagine the kits melting if you didn't do that. Yeah, absolutely. I think I would have melted. I mean, most of the time I spent up there was basically spring through summer of 2020. So I would probably have died up there trying to pack orders back when I was doing stuff up there. I don't remember that being that short before. How hot does New England get? I mean, summer we get into the 90s, sometimes low hundreds. But the attic, because it's the attic, and we've got like perfect southern exposure on part of the roof, it can get really hot up there. I remember when we first moved into the house, it was like June, and you know, we didn't know better. The one window we had in the attic was completely closed, and there's a heat sensor up there wired into the smoke alarms, and it got so hot up there that it just kicked that off, and we had to figure that out. Eventually we cracked a window and put a fan up there until we were ready to insulate and put the heat pump in. And now it's probably easily one of the more comfortable rooms of the house, temperature-wise, because we can control it more independently of everything else. And late with the draw done. I'm about to call time Phoenix Soldier, so if you're hearing this, the question is, what was your first kit? A number from 1 to 1200. Community and smoke detectors suck. Smoke alarms are such a pain. I didn't know it got into the 90s. I can't imagine community either. Best place in terms of temp is LA. Just can't with the price of living. Still remember the day we had 41 day 90 the next day a few years back in New Hampshire. Yeah, we've had some wild swings. massive snowstorms in like October or April. And things have swung pretty ridiculously this summer, I think. It's the attic, I think it gets hot in the 90s anywhere in the summer. Yeah, attics definitely can get hot regardless. Alright, I'm gonna call time here. Okay, time has been called, or it's been down because of terrible inflation and economy. It's hard to tell if orders are down because of that, or if our orders have changed because our supply has changed. When we had the issue with B and TCA back in February, we haven't received as many of some of the newer releases, so it's hard to compare month to month. Because of that, I suspect we're going to see our total orders go up when that kind of stock comes back in with future months where we're able to get supply with orders with other distributors. So it's kind of hard to say that the quality and types of orders and what products are doing as they come in feels like it has changed, but it's hard to cross-correlate that against the economy versus just the supply chain catching up. Okay, 1 to 1200, 1031. It's cool of you to answer that so transparently and try to keep things relatively transparent. Things are coming in all over the place. The NTCA changing the distribution. BCNA, or is that a typo? G1 plastic crack mid-leg. Christ was another one. The gathering parts for my first game of PC. My ordering is down because of the inflation in the economy. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. It's honestly, we've never known normal, if that makes sense. We've never had a normal month. I don't think there's any 1031, so I'm assuming there's no winner. I'll let you guys confirm, and in which case we'll draw again in a bit. We've never had a normal because we started our couple months that we existed and were doing any sort of business before the pandemic, really. We were doing like, I don't know, 10% of the orders we were doing a few months later when COVID hit. And every month since then, we've grown quite a bit. But things fluctuate based on inventory a lot for us, especially 2020 and 2021. So there's never been like, oh, this is what normal feels like. I think we are in the dip of everything bouncing back to a new normal in terms of Gunpla supply. And then the economy's doing some interesting stuff. So we'll hopefully at some point have a quote unquote normal that we'll see and understand. But I got nothing to compare. Like, I don't have, 2018 numbers from a similar scale to look at. The business has changed so much every year. 2 years, pandemic years, so orders were in, but no stock. Right. For timeshare counting, I'm definitely seeing more cancellation requests or deferment requests on payments, but who doesn't want out of timeshare? That's true. Normal, please don't, it's kind of a disaster. I'm not saying in terms of the economy, I'm saying in terms of Gunpla and supply being caught up. For Gunpla supply was so behind for so long with the pandemic, there wasn't enough anything to go around. And so that created spikes in demand that are different than normal demand. People buying stuff as quickly and in as much quantity as they can, essentially, because they didn't know when they'd be able to get it again. So now everybody's got backlogs that are huge, and now the kits are coming around and produced in regular numbers and everything's kind of leveling off. I don't know what doing business in that environment looks like long term. The supply chain evening out finally, yeah, I'd say so. I mean, like, a lot of stuff we weren't able to get in quantity, and then all of a sudden not only were they able to fulfill it in quantity, but they fulfilled like 3 different quarters orders for the same product at the same time, essentially. So it created some headaches. We ended up losing our status for Bandai Hobby items with BNTCA, so we're not going to other distributors for a lot of that stuff, and it's all, I think, going to work out, but it's definitely constantly changing kind of environment, and what normal looks like. Like, I'll hopefully at some point be able to let you know. Getting older, I forgot to use my birthday, discount last order. With the backlog, I've been buying more tools and paints and kits. We've definitely been shifting towards trying to do a better job of being in stock with tools, like gun primer. For example, we've got a big disc bay restock due in sometime this month, and will be the first of hopefully many regular restocks. A lot of our shifts in that, for a little while we were neglecting some of that stuff, just trying to keep up with all the Bandai shipments that were coming in and making sure we could pay for them on time. So we were kind of treating the tools as discretionary and not ordering as much. Also potentially get a Mr. Color restock. We just restocked Mr. Color, at least some stuff from Mr. Color, very recently. I know I did a lot of mass buying in terms of paints and glue and so on. Purchasing habits from kits to supplies. Get a great primer. Okay, so any winners had to feed the animals? Not yet. Gotta create that Nipper Nick take over the world, right? She's looking to carry more mod parts like high Q parts and more Madworks stuff. We're trying to work out a distribution situation with Madworks. I think they have a distributor now or something, but it's been hard to communicate with them directly. And high Q's on the list to look at, I think. I'm going to be getting a Display Push Broach restock soon, I think so. If you're on the Discord, anything that we got coming in from Display is on the incoming channel. And what you got was leveling thinner. Some stuff just wasn't available at the time, but we're going to be trying to stay up on that stuff better as time goes on here. I want the Madworks tool holder. To look into that. We should definitely try to get some Madworks stuff again, though. There's always a lot of stuff. It becomes a nightmare sometimes trying to manage the, dozens of different manufacturers and product lines and all that stuff. Say Beaches of the Bomb, if you can get those, that'd be nice. I need to find a source for those. I think I remember looking into those back in like 2020 and never was able to get a place to get them. Made the mistake of buying almost every single blue shade Vallejo mix, but forgot other colors. I need like gold. Whoops. I'm a blue addict. It's the tastiest paint color. I know Madworks has a photo etch thing for the RG High New. I'm in the market for that. Yeah, the photo etch parts especially are something I want to get back from Madworks, I think. Crew just tuning in, just got done setting up a new spray booth. Nice. Which booth did you make one, or did you get one from a company? I made more than a few impulse buys in my life because it was orange. What's up, MZ? New build a weapon. I'm working on the backpack right now, actually. Spray and resin printing setups are my goal for the summer. Nice. Need a Verka. Easy 8. That'd be cool. Okay, I'm confused. What's your plans to do the Tama 2? So I can't tell you what my plans are because we're going to have the public vote on the builds done by the judges, and I don't want to influence your judging based on knowing that mine is what it is, right? If you know which one was mine, you might vote for it or against it based on it being me. So I can't share that, unfortunately. I'm honestly not 100% sure. I've got some ideas floating around. I feel like there's a ton of possibilities with that kit, and I just haven't really decided on what I think will look the best or do the best. Company's always trying to introduce more products to make, and we production workers like, please stop. We have too many as it is. So excited to see everyone's builds and what they come up with for the competition. Yeah, it'll be really a lot of fun. I think Tama 2 a limited print thing, or is my mind just making that up? I think everyone makes me want one now. It's not a limited thing as far as I know. I think the Maru Toys collab versions, like the one that we used for the kit for the Redacted box, is a limited collab and probably won't get printed again. They came in 2 colors, actually. I think there's blue and green. This one, I think we used the green one. I think we have some of the blue ones in stock, I think, at the moment. We might be able to get more as well if there's interest. So if you want more, like, mention it in the new stock and request channel, and we can look at trying to order it next time we order Kodo stuff. There's pink too. Yeah, there are multiple colors. There's a whole bunch of different colors, but there were at least like a few that were these collabs with Maru Toys. I did for the open house event. August group build a 1-1 piece of Gundam 10th anniversary to be complete in the build. That would be a lot of work to coordinate. You sign up decals for the FM area. I haven't seen any, but I haven't really been watching that stuff. I've got people for that. Kate hasn't mentioned it though. I'm sure if she saw them, she'd probably grab them because that's such a hot kit. I want to find a clear one to paint that inner frame. Takeshi that came with this Tama 2 is really cool. But he got his to hold the MG blue frame sword. It's amazing. Nice. The VFG Clan came in relatively on time. Yeah, it seems like more stuff from more places are starting to catch up, which is fun from a logistics perspective, but it's a good thing, I think. To pre-order the VFG VF31A. I need to clear the backlog. Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that sentiment. I'm interested in what that kind of stuff's going to do to supply in the future, because things might rebound the other way at some point, because we're noticing certain things that people were very excited about pre-ordering aren't getting pre-ordered and stuff like that. We're not selling as well when they come in, which is going to change what we order in the future. And so when things kind of bounce back the other way, we might not have enough of things again because we start scaling back our ordering to reflect what we thought people were buying. Very tricky problem to deal with. The accents on the shield painted now to build the legs. Nice. Nail is the best cleanup for the nub cleanup. I think it's definitely part of this process. A little bit of a scratch with your thumbnail or something, or fingernail. Clear all the excess crap off and potentially scrape away last little bits of plastic. My fingernails are all way longer than they should be too, because I've just been in like sick mode all week. Between here sitting at the desk trying to get some work done and like laying on the couch half dead. Sand your fingernails while you sand the part. There you go. Well, as easy as that one episode of Build Fighters or two of the cast build kit, someone sitting well right next to each other, even while top coating. Curious if you've ever done a kit bash before, whether it's adding to a kit or making something entirely new. So I think one build I've done would constitute or kind of count for that. I did a 30-minute missions Alto ground type and kit bashed it with some extra accessory packs and the was it the tank or something, 30-minute missions EAV tank, to build kind of a unique-ish design. So I think that kind of counts. Not completely new. And it's 30-minute missions parts, so it's not like it was all that crazy of a kit bash per se. But, you know, that's kind of the same thing. Just got home from one of my son's friend's birthday party. Took way longer than I thought. They always do. No suggestions or tips for using Bandai water slides. I have no issue with the LP or G rework, but I cannot get Bandai to stick at all using Mark Setter. Interesting. I've never had that issue. Keep passion parts, but should try cracking plastic. Like seeing the episode had me melancholy knowing I'll never experience Gunpla building in a store like that. Alright, so I think it's about time to do the second draw of the night here. Let's see. High gloss top coat before decals. Water is too hot or sits in water too long causes them not to stick. Oh, there you go. That might be it. Although I feel like I ended up needing warmer water or more time in with Bandai decals. Smash the keyboard to get the numbers. Okay, so another random question from the question backlog here. Let's do a number from 1 to 700, and what is your favorite Marvel superhero? 1 to 700, favorite Marvel superhero. Number 1, number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship US addresses. You must be present to win, and the answer to the question and the number in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. 1 to 700, favorite Marvel superhero. See someone say Thanos? I saw Venom. Thanks for the sub, Larissa Diane. We just watched the Venom movie. Was it last week or the week before? Finally. It was quite enjoyable. I really liked it. Hey Nick, got my Redacted box. Definitely wasn't expecting that type of kit, but love the challenge. Nice. Awesome to hear. The first or second Venom movie? The first one. I want to watch the second one now too. Howard the Duck or Santa Claus from one of you depressing. Second one wasn't good, unfortunately. Second one is even more fun. Well, those are two adjacent and opposite responses. And so the second myself looks fantastic. Tom Hardy's awesome in that role. Yeah, it was good. Is it bad that I feel like sometimes I identify really closely with Venom? I don't like warm water. I use the same steps for tempo and G rework without any issues. No gloss coat. What was the number of question? Question is favorite Marvel superhero, and range is 1 to 700. Spider-Man, I have 4 suits for Comic-Con too. Nice. That's hardcore right there. I just have the children's mask I borrowed for my kids that one time for that video. Delpy, don't know why it keeps autocorrecting the tempo. That's a weird autocorrect. Haha, the second Venom's both worse and more fun. Oh, interesting. Build would never let me wear a Spidey suit. Versus Punisher, and was called Rambo to costume contest once. I agree with the Deadpool answers, but I never think of that as Marvel, just excellent. Deadpool is definitely good. unit's been here, and I think currently is considered one. Probably depends on what time frame. What was the question range? Favorite Marvel superhero and number from 1 to 700. I think there's been a supervillain that's always a villain. I read something interesting the other day. I think it was probably just a meme or some random social media post, but it was about what was it? Supervillain. What was the term they used? But it's basically the idea that almost every villain ends up being overshadowed in the comic books by some worse villain, and so by comparison, they're not so bad, and you team up with them to beat the worst one or something. I forget what the word was though. Trust me, no one wants to see this in full body spandex. That's funny. Yeah, like Magneto, right? Or like Loki, for example, in the Avengers timeline, or not the MCU or whatever. Even Thanos was a good guy in one storyline. Oh, interesting. I never really read any of the comics, so I'm not like a hardcore comic book fan or anything. Hard to know, some anti-hero also. I mean, Venom is, I'd say, kind of a anti-villain in a lot of ways too, or anti-hero rather. All right, I think the number of advances have slowed down a lot, so I'm gonna call time here. Whoops. Okay, time has been called. 1 to 700 now. 221. The entire villain will live long enough to become the hero. Wait for these comments to catch up so I can search here. I don't think I see a 221 though. I'll let you guys confirm. And if there is no winner, then we will draw again shortly. Next question should be favorite DC hero. That's a good idea. Google's DC heroes. You ever lose stream when building a kit and just abandon it until a very later time? Steam when building a kit, just abandon. There have been a few, usually in the painting phase. I've got a HG Gundam ground type that was like the second kit I think I attempted to paint or something. I hit a snag on it and got frustrated, and it's sitting in a box, and presently, or like I don't know, a couple times a year, I will debate breaking it open and trying to pick up where I left off, or strip it and start over. And I had a pair of SD Maganacs that I was painting that I ran into a masking issue and basically need to completely repaint. That masking was horrendous, and so I just kind of gave up temporarily. So they're sitting in a box waiting to be stripped and retried. Nikki's still finishing fair. That I am working on the backpack right now. I have like 10 or so kids sitting in random stages in the process. Yeah, it's rough. I've got a ton of kits that have been snapped, waiting to be painted or waiting for their finishing steps. And it's rough because like I got a bunch that need decals and panel lining and top coats and stuff. But like I don't want to. Like I want to have done it. I don't want to spend the time doing it. Because I've got, you know, a pile of kits that I want to actually paint and such. So I'm going to at some point force myself to do a bunch of them. Working the Mastimia F-35 sub-masking landing gear and canopy to finally paint after getting my paint mixture right. My Ferrari structure done and the body's just sitting on paint clips waiting to be painted. Have to get my gun permit order on Monday, excited to use it, nice. I have a kit that gets me wanting to keep building it on Sunday after starting it. One of these streams where it'll end up staying a stream only build that may last several weeks. Break some models, put it in the box, and pick it up later. To dinner, good luck, future winner. Thanks, Andrea C. Are these like funnels essentially? Pain in the butt to line up. A few rare kits, I'm absolutely terrified to glue up and paint because there's no way I'd find a decent priced replacement. You hope to get out of that eventually or you'll never actually build them, and that's like half the point. In my scavenger hunt project, I might go back and decal my wing boys. I have water slides, nice. I feel like the list of half-done stuff keeps growing faster than I can finish stuff. So at some point, I'm just going to have to say I need to get a lot of that done before I can work on finishing any of these bigger projects and just top coat and panel line stuff or something. Kept dropping these pieces when I was building my Redacted. They were tough to get in there. It's kind of weird they're just like pressure fit in there. It's not on any sort of pin or clip or anything. D20, D22. Oh, this is a one-off thing. Okay. Lucky to me has been reissuing their 112 F1 kits, so I'm getting those before they sell it again. Get scalped on eBay. For Windsor Redacted contest, should send the kit in for display at Mecha Warehouse. That I would accept it if someone wanted to. Jeff forced Nick to take a 2-week vacation to spare build and just paint all the backlog projects. So many kits that need water slide top coat. Keep me busy if my backlog ever runs out. Yeah, like one of these days I'll just. I mean, maybe that'll be the thing to do when the new kit arrives. Is any of my hobby time for that? Just focus on finishing up stuff rather than starting new stuff. I don't know. 2 weeks be enough time? Probably not. It'd be like a full-time job for 2 weeks, and I probably still wouldn't get there. Built any P Bandai kits? If so, what have been your favorites? I've done a few of the P Bandai Leo variants, the Tall Geese 3, Heavy Arms Custom. What else? I think the Heavy Arms Custom was good. I really liked the Heavy Arms Master Grade, so the Heavy Arms Custom was fun. I guess Tall Geese 2 and 3 Master Grades both were decent. Like, I don't think I've not liked any of the P Bandai kits I've done. 20 kits to panel line top coat. Yeah, that sounds like right. It's probably like 20 to 30. And then if I count all the Maganacs as kits that need to be finished, that's another, like 40 something kits to do. This little said you can't pull off the Dobergun pose. Which pose is that? Okay, so this goes in here. And this clicks there, and then this folds in. Cool. 21 and 22. With it on the ground standing vertically. I think you can. I think it stands slightly tall, but I think it's doable. RG Toggies too, especially hands of the pose. That I definitely know too. I've done that one as well. toffee without looking awkward. I think there's like a piece in the dober gun you can take out that will shorten it. Because of the barrel kind of being able to rebound in there with the spring and stuff, I think. That's okay, so to check it out. I would definitely worth looking at. I remember tinkering with it a bunch, and I think there was a way to make it a little bit shorter. Otherwise, you just need to like have something for the tall geese to stand on, so that way it lines up okay. Verkaz yet? I haven't built any Verkaz yet. I'm generally afraid of losing the spring, so I just slapped it together. Yeah, you might have to be careful about that. Losing the spring wouldn't be fun. But yeah, I haven't built any Verkaz yet. I've got a few in the backlog. I'd like to build one someday. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. Finish some bases also. Yeah. I think I've got too many ambitious projects, is really the problem. Wing, EW, MG are pretty much Verkaz. I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. They're not, like, actually Verkaz, though, in terms of, you know, how they're labeled. All right. First for Kyle was the Sazabi. That thing is a piece. That is a big one for kits. Okay. So now I need B to 16. Proto Wing, right? I built the Proto Wing. That's a good kit too. That's my expanded Vallejo offerings. We want to. We'll definitely at some point be looking at like Model Air and Game Color and some of those other lines. I think a lot of it's we're struggling a little bit with like personnel resources in terms of purchasing. Kate does a lot of our ordering for paints and tools and supplies. She also handles all of our incoming orders and like the paperwork on them, the purchase orders and sheets that we use for check-in and making sure that we got the right price for things and all that kind of stuff. So she's the bottleneck right now, and we're working on trying to figure out how to duplicate her or at least offload some of the stuff she does to be able to increase what we can do on that stuff. built for Kaza's and Justin, but due to the new high new size being wing EW in the backlog, I'd say packing wise, it seems to be a Brent only, as my orders since January were all from Brent. No, Chad still packs a lot of orders. David doesn't do as many these days, but and Dylan doesn't pack very often these days either, but it probably depends on what days you place your orders. Brent probably packs the most on, you know, like Fridays, for example. Whereas midweek, you're probably more likely to get Chad. You guys change your nippers, or do you just get new ones when they feel cut dull? I've been using these for, I don't know, years now, and I haven't even contemplated needing to replace them. And I've done a lot of kits with them, so. I like it when it's Brent, we share the first name. Where and when, if you guys are getting the RE100 digits that just got reprinted, we'll probably get some. We haven't been doing things like placing orders for everything because stock is so much more available on a lot of stuff. We're focusing on the things that we really need good quantities of, because a lot of everything else we've been able to just grab. So we'll likely be able to snag some. And we'll try when we see him. What nippers are they? You asking, Kid Robot? I live in a very humid area, so I just make sure to keep my nippers oiled for rust reasons. Cool, thanks, Nick, no problem. Maybe with some luck I will feel good enough tomorrow to get back to painting. Make some progress on my submachines I've been painting. Definitely not going to bother trying to do jiu-jitsu tomorrow though. Maybe any more reprints for Build Diver stuff like Ace Diver? Probably. It doesn't seem like a lot. There's not very many kits that never get reprinted. Some it just takes a while. So as long as you're willing to wait a little bit, they'll probably come around. Been a recent kit you're surprised was super popular, sold well, or vice versa, probably didn't sell well. Let's see, something I was surprised sold well. I don't know. I think a lot of things have been surprising me in the not selling as well as I thought, but I think it's mostly just recalibrating expectations to the availability of so many more products. The things that would fly off the shelves a year or two ago, just because they hadn't been around in a while and no one had them, aren't really the case anymore. You know, they're more readily available and there's choices. But I'm trying to think of specific examples. Arrow would be popular when it was new. but not so popular, be so hard to find. I mean, that one, I guess, kind of blew away our expectations a little bit. It sold better than I thought it did, and that's the one kit we ordered the most of any one kit, or at least got the most of any one kit. Building a pool, Nick and all. Cool, Doug. So we got a massive number of those when we initially got them, and then have restocked it multiple times. I think it's in stock right now, but it's the first time that a restock has lasted more than a few days. Was this most recent one, maybe a week or two ago. I've only seen area locally at Target. None of the hobby shops have been able to keep them in stock. Makes sense in my case, I'd probably be buying up all the Witch Mercury kits and new Verkaz, but I've been able to buy some old kits for some money is going to older kits. Makes sense. It's something like the area will probably get reprinted more times or more frequently, so if you got to choose where your dollars go, the ones that are less likely to come around again soon are the ones I would spend money on if it were me. What's your favorite Metal Gear? I never really played Metal Gear. Hoping to grab an MG gun of Spiegel next time it's printed. Nice. Alright, so we gotta do our third draw. Let's figure out the number range for this one. Much smaller range, this one. Okay, let's do... She sent you Stein for a cog gonna be reprinted? Probably. I think I saw it on order form. I'm gonna rebuild this where it's at. That one, I'm sure next time we get those, they'll probably fly. Okay, we're gonna do a number from 1 to 350. And because I've been dealing with heartburn related to stomach bug, what is your favorite or best heartburn remedy? 1 to 350, best heartburn remedy. Or, oh, I was going to ask the DC question. I'll ask that for the last one. 1 to 350, best heartburn remedy. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to US addresses. You must be present to win. A lot of Tums. And your answer and the number to be in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. 1 to 350. Tums or off-brand Tums have been my thing. Don't get heartburn. I don't usually, well, I guess I've been starting to get it more and more as I get older, I guess, but it's usually like stomach bug, all that stomach acid from my stomach churning for days. Don't have a remedy, I just endure. And milk sounds like a decent answer, except I think milk plus churning stomach doesn't necessarily add up to good things either. Looking forward to RGFP. I think a lot of people are. I'm looking forward to it. Should be our first big batch of a new release in a while, I think, or at least the new biggest batch of any one thing. I'm hoping our suppliers can keep up with what we need. Played late night meals and snacks. So Nick, what would you think of Tokyo do to the heavy arms if you decided to do a kit of it? It'd probably look a lot like the MG heavy arms, because he basically designed that one. I haven't really seen anything. Use some baking powder, soda, a pinch of salt, half a lemon, and a glass of water. I was about to say I didn't really see anything crazy, but that is not what I have seen before. So I had heartburn when I was in high school. I went to the school nurse, no clue what was wrong with me, and told her I was going to vomit fire, and felt like I was a fire-breathing dragon. Can't win the kid till you smash the like and subscribe button, guys. Definitely hit that subscribe button. We do this every Saturday. Pretty much every Saturday. This time's really that popular. I think it's probably one of the most well-known, like simplest ones, and it definitely has been working for me. I pop a few of those and feel better, at least temporarily. Say no to Taco Bell. Taco Bell was not part of my problem this time. Let's see, Alka-Seltzer, Pepto-Bismol. So I said vinegar, you just enjoy the burn. Number range of questions. So favorite or best heartburn remedy, and number from 1 to 350 is the range. Contrap Supreme is meaning of life. It's about giving Alka-Seltzer to pigeons. Evaporated milk will coat the stomach and help with the burning and churning. This comment, Crunchwrap Supreme equals the meaning of life. I like Crunchwrap Supremes. I like Taco Bell. My problem with Taco Bell recently has been that, at least the local one, has been very inconsistent lately. And it's really frustrating to wait in line for what feels like forever. And then have it not be as good as you expect. Like, when it's good, it's good. Taco Bell, KFC's here, T3, and small mac and cheese. Way of life. Foods I ever mentioned that gives you heartburn is just normal foods for me. Most things don't give me heartburn. I'm usually good most of the time. But I feel like when I get into it, then it sticks around for a while. Taco Bell effed up our order, everything. Every time though, gotta double check those orders, my friends. True. Hate getting Taco Bell drive-thru, then realizing they messed up my order when I get home. Right. Where it says they run out of breakfast at like 10 a.m. Taco Bell tortilla chips and hard shells. Been tasting bleachy here lately. Ugh. What's your problem? Taco Bell is actually what it used to be. No worries. Well, again, my heartburn right now is because I've had a stomach bug all week and stomach acid and whatever from that stuff has been kicking my butt. Stomach problems on both sides of the family. I'm not supposed to eat red meat too much or have a lot of dairy, but I love steaks too much. Talk about Crunchwrap's the best. I love to make my own, but I never have time to. This is all reminding me I need to start figuring out, trying to contact maybe a food truck or two for the event to have some lunch options on site. Taco Bell in the late 90s to mid 2000s, but they changed something. It doesn't taste nearly as good, so I don't get it very often. Ordered steak soft taco with avocado ranch once, said it lit my blood up bad. Apparently, it's spicy avocado ranch, and they used that by mistake. Whoops. coworker that worked for Taco Bell back when they started out and they had actual beef and cooked everything by hand. God, I wish I'd go back and experience that. Okay. D15. Okay, I'm gonna call time here because I don't think anyone has commented a number in a minute. My health checkup recently, doctor said my cholesterol is high. I'm gonna lose some weight. I feel like I get told I should lose some weight though, and that I'm not in shape. And this was like when I was like training for Japan and like training super hard all the time. I was focused on Taco Bell. I don't remember my number. Okay, 1 to 350. Number 318. I don't see a 318. I'll let you guys confirm, but if that's the case, we'll have one more draw at the end of the stream. Can't be told anything if you never get checked. Maybe that's why I haven't been for physical in a few years. Okay, D15 is what I'm on next. Like when the nurse is size 54 and tells me I need to lose a few pounds. Off by a taco. Now I'm kind of craving Taco Bell. Don't think I'm eating Taco Bell tomorrow, though. Pet Skin Monday, currently an incredible strict 0 carb, 0 sugar diet. Chick-fil-A always sounds better on Sundays. I don't know if there's any Chick-fil-A around here. Folks made nachos earlier, but they're basic as could be and have 0 flavor, sadly. Wanted Chicopee, Chick-fil-A. Okay, it's a little far for me though. Let's do the Baja Blast. What flavor is it? Is it Radagast? B222. I was going to be further through this today than I am. I don't know if I'm going slower than normal or if I'm just slower than I thought I am. B222 and then D17. The OG Mountain Dew. I'm definitely an OG Mountain Dew over Baja Blast fan myself. Go to the stream and 10:30, Tom. So we're almost there. And then I want to go to bed and try to rest up and hope tonight is better than last night. Next question, favorite flavor of Buffalo Wild Wing sauce? I'll go eat before my bedtime. Best remedy, my friend. I think it definitely helps when I can get it. Mixing Meltzer was my favorite snack back in the day. Maybe any opinion on if joining the Air Force worth it if you had a ton of experience in flight sims and want to move to Japan. I don't think you get to pick where you deploy to, though. I think you might be able to request deployments, but for things like that. But I don't know from first-hand experience. Sleep, soup, and fluids. I think I've been hydrating pretty well. Get a contract duty station when listing. Oh, well, then it might be worth a try then. The last sick moment you can have, Nick, is you won't be able to sleep come fall. I know. That'll be fun. Okay, so that goes in there. This goes here. B223. Goes with Station Okinawa. If you join the Marines, you can get Station Okinawa. Too short for Marines, but I have 20/20 vision. Because back before I messed with Gunplus, I wish I was back there now. Nicky, feeling better, recovered. Not 100%, I'd say. Thought I was doing pretty good Thursday night, but last night was pretty rough. But like today, I felt pretty good throughout pretty much the whole day, so hoping I just don't wake up at 3 in the morning again. I'm really just hoping I'll be good to go for like Monday, so I can get back to the warehouse stuff. Is it just a bug, cold, flu? It's like a stomach bug of some sort. The kids had something for, I don't know, like a week and a half. I think my oldest had it for like a week and a half. Youngest, it went through them a little bit faster. But out of school a whole lot, and just like they had days of throwing up and diarrhea and that kind of stuff. Thankfully been mostly on what I'd say is the better end of the two. But it's just been multiple days of it. Could be worse. Really, I should be, I think, thankful that it wasn't worse than it's been, but I am very much looking forward to being 100% and be able to work out again, get back in the warehouse and stuff. Dining table's my usually build spot, but lately things been overtaking away things. I hope to be building again soon. Just need to organize. I hear you there. It sounds like that's been occurring everywhere. Yeah, I think there's been something bad going on around here. I don't think my kids are the only ones getting sick. It sounds like at the school there are a lot of kids with a stomach bug recently. There's some weird other symptoms too, like my son lost his voice for a while. Kate's got the same thing going on too this week. Hers started basically the exact same time mine did. And we both have like a chest cough kind of thing kind of going a little bit, some post-nasal drip, like back of the throat cough thing going on. Kind of weird cough bug last month and lasted for like 3 weeks, then passed on to me. It's rough. Choice of childhood education. I guess Iris, because he has small kids in a dojo, have it. The kids are more of a problem than the dojo thing. This definitely came from the kids because they both had it before we did. I'm just surprised we got it at the same time. Usually the kids will have it and then Kate will get it because she'll be home with the kids all day and I'm off at work and she'll be exposed to more of it. You know, cleaning up after them and helping them nurse them back to health and whatever while I'm off doing the work thing. What was I going to say? So usually she'll get it and then I'll kind of get it from her, or at least that's what it feels like. But this time I came home early on Tuesday because I wasn't feeling well, and I think my like serious symptoms arrived before hers did. I think she's thankfully had it maybe slightly better than I have. Maybe she'd disagree, but that's kind of good though, or she's dealing with other stuff, being pregnant and stuff. I'd be surprised if COVID variants have been getting more subtle and weird. Unless your voice from throwing up too. Yeah, I think when my son lost his voice though, I think he lost it and then started throwing up. Like his order of operations was different. He had a fever for multiple days before he started throwing up or having any of those other symptoms. And then he lost his voice and then started throwing up. So I called for my B-Day a month ago. Great present, right? On week 2 and still have a slight cough. Kids also because she works at Children's Museum. Lovely. Couple of customs, I think you are way behind on the stream. Of course, if you stay and don't look at the chat, then you won't know that till a while. Oh, okay. But that would probably be a good time to do our last draw. We should probably put that up here. So for our last draw, let's do a number from 1 to 120 and answer the question, what is your favorite DC hero? Because that's what I was going to ask for the last one, but forgot until right after I asked it. So 1 to 120, what's your favorite DC superhero? One number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to US addresses. You must be present to win, and your answer to the question and the number have to be in the same comment for it to be a valid entry. I'll call time and draw in a little bit. A lot of Batman. I feel like Batman's like the DC comic hero, and everybody else is just like an extra in his story. But I say that as not a huge comic book fan or anything, so. would run a Batman because he's more normal while everyone else are like gods. That could be. I mean, Green Arrow's basically Green Batman, so he also is not a god. Batman is mortal, he can just beat anyone with enough prep time. No one like Condiment King. Picked Green Lantern because he's a pilot. He could make a mech with his ring. DC's master list of metas. List of known non-meta heroes is fairly low. Okay, B219. Probably the last couple pieces. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that step for next time because I'm going to draw here in a minute. This is what the mid... No, this is just one side. So, looks like we got at least one more stream of the Fair Act. Okay, crushing Linda Carter, Wonder Woman as an adult. In my 50s, I still have a crush. Sure has some good storylines. I can admit to that. The scale of Plenex Mari Makanami, I'm not sure. Lack of love for Superman makes me sad. I think the problem with Superman is like the exact opposite. He's like so powerful. The stories had to get kind of ridiculous for him to be challenged. Alright, I'm going to call time here. Looks like George got in just before. Alright, so... I'm working on 120, number 43. Oh, looks like we got a few answers, a few people here. So we got Matthew Mahoney, Bird Soup, and Drowsy Dude. Face the fact Alfredo was a real power behind Batman. Oh, you're talking about Alfred, not Alfredo. I thought you were going to say that Batman was powered by, you know, white sauces, like fettuccine or something. You know, with a three-way. Yeah, three-way ties have been... Let's get the virtual die up here. Okay, so before we roll virtual D6, Fredo's Italian Batman's butler. Mario and Luigi are powered by pasta and mushrooms. So I mean, why couldn't Batman be powered by pasta as well? I think there needs to be an alternate reality Batman powered by Alfredo. Someone's got to make that happen. That would be a great question for one of those AI things. I think I'm gonna go right into ChatGPT and ask him to write about Alfredo powered Batman right after the stream. No powered by ramen. Definitely not ramen. It has to be Alfredo. Actually, you know what? Stick around because I'm gonna punch that in a second here. But okay, so Matthew Mahoney will win if it's a 1 or a 2. Bird Soup if it's a 3 or a 4. And Drowsy Dude if it's a 5 or a 6. So, well, that's weird. Here's our dice. Okay, and it was a 3. So that means Bird Soup is our winner. Congratulations, Bird Soup. And send an email to support@mechawarehouse.com with your info, and we'll get that prize sent out this week. And I'm gonna go check out ChatGPT real quick and see if it can write me a version here of an Alfredo powered Batman. Same thing happened last time. One Bird Soup to win strictly because of the name. Grass is a great kid. I have like 5 of them now. That's not it. Maybe it's not going to let me log in. Okay, well, I'm going to figure that out because that's going to be pretty funny. But anyway, I think that is it for tonight. So thank you all for stopping by, hanging out. Hope you had a good time. I did. And once again, thank you for all the well wishes and all that good stuff. We'll be back at it next week, next Saturday. Hopefully finishing up this kit, moving on to the next one, giving away something good and all that stuff. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. But we will be back 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so you can set your calendar to that. Don't forget 15% off in-stock Figure Eyes standard kits this weekend with code FigureEyes15 if you're interested in any of that stuff. And otherwise, have a good evening.